Hello, everyone. I'm Thom Robertson, and when this coronavirus disruption started, I just bought a beef jerky variety pack. So I started this vlog to eat some and talk a lot. Well, I finished that bag, and vast numbers of fans responded. Well, actually, my wife and a few friends responded. So, by hugely popular acclaim, I've procured more beef jerky variety packs, and I'm going to eat more and make more videos while I do it. Why? Because it's stupid and silly and funny. So here it is, the 20th of April. I cannot believe the memes packed around the net about 420 and 420 of 2020 is 420s. Ooh, that blew my mind. Um, yeah. Um, but more importantly in the news, I think today is interesting to note historically because we had an oil futures market crash today. In fact, the oil's futures market plunged into negative territory and bottomed out at about negative $40 a barrel. The joke being that if you could pay or you people would pay you $40 to take a barrel of oil off their hands. However, the futures market being what it is, you theoretically have to actually drive up to Oklahoma with a fleet of trucks or something and pick it up yourself if you're gonna. So only people who have giant fleets of oil tanker trucks could take advantage of the steal of a savings that I'm sure is going to bounce back. There are lots of voices, economy voices on the web saying, it'll bounce back. It's no big deal. I'll buy it, or I won't buy it because I don't have any place to store barrels of oil. In my backyard, no, that's a space for my dogs. That would be nasty, probably toxic, probably against the HOA agreement. Um, So, I want to show you a couple of pictures today and talk about them from a video game development and video game design point of view. First, this is a game that just came out. It's called Doom Eternal. It's the hot new thing among the kids. And as you can see, it's very high resolution and has all these absurd monstrosities that you have to blow away with absurd big guns and go bam bam pow, dance around, shoot. And then, of course, the game touts itself as having these glory kills, which means that when you whittle down an enemy's health, you may then rush up and engage in a pre-canned animation where you chop their head off or cut them in two or do something similarly horrible and gory to them. But it's okay because hey, they're monstrous hell entities from another dimension, so I guess it's okay. I mean, they're not Nazis, but all right. So the reason I wanted to talk about it though specifically is because honestly, this game has a lot in common with this game. And this image that I managed to find on the web is not even the earliest incarnation of this game, sometimes called Robot, sometimes called Chase. And in this particular case, the British uh, game developers back in the 70s jumped on it and called it Doctor Who and the Daleks. Um, the idea being that there's a swarm of robots that move closer to you every time you take a step. You can step through the grid and try to avoid the robots. And there are not so much in this particular image, but in the traditional chase robots game, there are columns, there are squares that you cannot go into or you'll die. And also the robots, as they step closer to you, if they go into the square, they will die. So the idea is to use the terrain to your advantage and keep ahead of the robots and let them destroy themselves uh, while protecting yourself by moving carefully. And if it doesn't take much imagination to understand why I'm showing you this, because these two games are the same. I mean, they're not in so many ways, but they are in a fundamental tactical game design kind of way. Both games are about this concept of asymmetry. There's one of you, and there's many of them. However, they're stupid and weak, and slow, and you're fast and smart. And in fact, if you play the game right, then you win. So you're smart. Same thing, both games, same play. The graphics may be a little bit different, but and this is kind of fundamental to game design as far as I'm concerned, and why I will always be a so-called wizard. I will always be a deconstructionist, a technologist. I want to look behind the curtain of the pretty graphics and see what's really going on. And what's really going on is that these two games, including and many, perhaps even most games, video games, including, of course, my own Artemis game, have this same basic, interesting play caused by asymmetry. A bunch of weak, slow enemies, and you are fast and clever. Therefore, you can win if you're clever enough. Um, this kind of concept of how you make a game and how you make a game fun has thus been around since literally the very beginning of computer games. And there's certainly no reasonable argument that could ever stop. That could ever, this kind of concept of one of you and many of them would cease to be a guiding design concept in video games. It's just eternal, like Doom itself. That's a little Doom Eternal joke, but not a very big one. All right, so you came here though to watch me eat jerky, and I'm not going to disappoint you this time. I have shown you Righteous Felon Craft Jerky before. Well, we're going to try another one. This is called Voodoo Chile, with a steer that looks like, I guess, like Jimi Hendrix. So, again, this craft jerky's not taking itself very seriously. But the last time I had Righteous Felon, it was perhaps the hottest I'd ever eaten. So stand by for Tom's righteous pain. Let's find out if it's as hot as the last time, which I believe was called Habanero Escobar, for better or worse. So, okay. You know how sometimes you open the pack in such a way that it makes it actually a little bit harder to get the unzip seal to do? Well, I got it working. Okay, smells like jerky. Let's see about this. There we go. Piece of jerky. Let's give it a try. Voodoo Chile. So far, so jerky. Seems like it's going to punch me in the face with hot. I very much feel the chili. Oh yeah. Now the chili's kicking in. It's definitely hot, and it's definitely hot in a chili way. Definitely the hot chili. All right. Take a drink here. So, there was a video I posted several days ago, and where I mentioned a game, or at least Adam Para mentioned a game called Blood Bowl, um, a board game and also a video game. And in one of my older videos where we were talking about it, he posted again and said that yes, Blood Bowl is a continuing game. It's into like 8th edition now, and um, people are still having a lot of fun with it. And there may even be another video game version of it very soon. So thanks for cluing us in, Adam. Um, as far as the mailbag goes, though, that's it. So I will just leave you with this. I am glad I have a cracker on hand and some water. I would say that that was pretty hot and bold. Um, it definitely is truth in advertising with the word chili, because, again, whew, you definitely taste the chili. Um, very bold, very. Whew. But anyways, yeah. So I'm glad you were here to watch me eat jerky that's too hot for me. Um, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.